Do your own research and due diligence before investing in any company. The information I provide is in no way or manner a professional suggestion to purchase shares in any publicly traded company. I am not licensed to provide financial advice, and this should be considered entertainment. These stock profiles are intended to be trading ideas, a starting point for research. Any individual who chooses to invest in any securities should do so with caution. Investing in securities is speculative and carries a high degree of risk. You may lose some or all the money that is invested. Always research your own investments and consider consulting with a registered investment advisor or a licensed stockbroker before investing.
Yes, never risk more than you can afford to lose, because there's no complaining here on this show. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal, man. Episode number 84. Episode number 84. And I don't know about you guys, but there was like nothing for me to trade today. You ever have a situation where you don't have anything to trade and you're just kind of going through tickers, just hoping something will develop? And at the point, and then you obviously restrain yourself because you don't want to just chase a trade, but that's kind of how I felt today. It was like nothing, if I did see something, I was late. I don't know what it was. I felt like I was just off the game today. Felt like I was off the game today, man. And, we thought oil would continue to run. Overnight, oil prices dipped. So oil was off the table for the morning. So it's just like, what the hell happened? Just ran out of steam, man. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sal, man. Episode number 84. Thank you for joining me here on the show. New people, old people coming into the chat room. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you all for watching me. Let's jump into the show now. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something real quick. As we start the show, we kind of take a broad scope at the market today. Warren Buffett, over the last 2 weeks, has gained over $4 billion in net worth over the last, as I said, 2 weeks. I had got off the phone with somebody earlier today who was, how can I make $5,000 by January 1st? He's trying to get into the whole network marketing thing, and so he's looking for, private label products he can create and have websites and try to build his own little kind of business. And I read that article and I was just amazed. How does a man earn $4 billion without doing anything at all? Anything at all, but sitting on his keister? When you read stuff like that, it makes you think that maybe going long is probably just the way to go. We all know 30 years from now, the good companies that we know of are going to be higher. Right? So do we just sit on our ass and wait for them to, go up in value? Or do we just do what we're trying to do here, hustle and move from one stock to another as they, fluctuate up and down? I think that's the faster way to go. Honestly, because I grew up in a time where I don't trust these companies like Warren Buffett does. Warren Buffett grew up in a different time, man. He grew up in a different time where you can trust CEOs. You know what I'm saying? They came from an honorable background. You know what I'm saying? These people are snakes right now. You put your money somewhere, you come back 20, 30 years from now, the company may not even exist. Your money may not even be there. It's not like Warren's time when you might come back and you have dividends and splits and, that money's doubled up, tripled up. That may not happen right now. Now they cancel your ass out after a merger. You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking, man, if you get that old, like Warren Buffett, I mean, the guy's what, almost 80 plus, right? He's at least 85 plus. If you're worth that much money, I mean, you can't really have fun if you're 85 years old and worth $50 billion plus. I mean, you don't really have a good time with that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get my money up so I can smash beautiful young ladies. And I'm thinking if, Warren Buffett got all that money, he can go out here have a good time like any young man would. But honestly, what kind of woman wants to have a good time with Warren Buffett? I mean, look at the guy, honestly. Think of the finest girl you know. Would she want to smash Warren Buffett right now? But let me change that, because probably she would for that money. When it comes to that check, a lot of women would they change up when it comes to that check. They could close their eyes. You know what I'm saying, for that check. So I was just thinking, man, like $4 billion. And you can call it the Trump effect all you want. You can call it the Trump effect, whatever. The fact of the matter is the financials are running. The financials are running. And look, you can look at Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, Bank of New York, Bank of America. I mean, you name it. If it's a reputable financial institution and it's publicly traded, 9 times out of 10, it's anywhere between 15 to 20% higher now than it was after the election. All right, now that it was at the election, and that has to do with a lot of the fact that he's came out and said he's going to get rid of Glass-Steagall or something like that. Just a lot of regulation on banks that the Democrats wouldn't have never ever let them get away with. And I'm not mad. I mean, the last time we had a Republican, president, you could buy a house with 500 credit. So I'm not complaining. Now, I didn't like the fact that gas was $4 a gallon, but everybody in the hood had a house. You know what I'm saying? If you had shitty credit, you could buy a house the last time we had a Republican president. The money was available to you. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I think we can now that what we've learned, I think we can go back to that. I'd like to see that happen again. The right way. Maybe, a few guidelines, you know what I mean? But why not lower that a little bit and get some people into the American dream like it was way back when? I wasn't complaining. Now, I do have to add that there are some naysayers. Jim Cramer came out today on his show and said that he predicts that the Trump rally will run out of steam. He said that on the show today. Now, it was interesting because he's using what we all know as the VIX, or the CBOE Volatility Index, which measures the level of volatility that traders expect in the near future. All right? The VIX. In fact, let me see if I can put that on the screen for you. And let's see here, put that on the screen. All right, I know my indicators can't use that for the most part. So you can see it's kind of all over the place, but it's still, relatively declining. I don't know if you guys can see that bend there, slowly but surely. But he believes in times of euphoria, you need a non-emotional gut check, right? As in basically technicals. And investors use that VIX to gauge fear because it provides insight during, times of panic or euphoria. You know what I'm saying? Whether, on either side of the spectrum. And they believe that right after Donald Trump's victory, the VIX fell and the market climbed. That was a sign that investors believed that the rally was real. They believed that, stocks deserve to be going higher. Now, as long as this index continues to decline, people believe that this rally is worth believing in. But as soon as this rally starts to turn around or the VIX starts to go higher, that's when we need to start worrying. That's when we need to start worrying. Now, Kramer did mention that right now it's none of our concern because for the most part it's still going lower. All right, still going lower. But I would beg for you guys to pay attention to the VIX because I would hate for you guys to be caught long when you should be probably taking profits and moving on. You know, for those of you guys who, you know, like to stay in positions that long. All right. And talking about taking profits, I mean marijuana. Wow. What can we say about marijuana, ladies and gentlemen? You know, I had already said that, you know, when it comes to the marijuana stocks, there would have been no better president for marijuana than Hillary Rodham Clinton. Yes, I understand Trump is all about states' rights, blah, blah, blah. You know, I get that. But with the nomination of this man called Jeff Sessions, this guy has what some would say is a history of being kind of anti-marijuana. All right. Now, I don't know what he thinks about it now. And I'm taking off CNN. Supposedly this man had mentioned that he was cool with the KKK up until he found out that they smoke marijuana. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. I'm not sure where that came from. I Googled it. I did see some articles where he did say that. You know, the occasional lynching, okay. You know, cross burning, yeah, you know, that's all right. But marijuana, ooh. You know, I don't agree with that. You know, I don't agree with that. So it says a lot about a man's character. It says a lot about a man's character, and it's basically sells doom and gloom when we talk about marijuana and this guy Jeff Sessions. Now, look, I understand we got some new states on the horizon. There's money to be getting, and this could be an overreaction. This could be a complete overreaction by investors who just, you know, are scared right now. So let's watch for a bottom. Let's watch for a bottom. But as I show you on the screen there, MJNA, you know, it's amazing to see where, again, this stock was not too long ago, and to see us literally, you know, going back to a reset point. Going back to the reset point. It's like it's going back to you know, the force. It's literally going back to 4 cents. It was an amazing October. It was an amazing beginning of November. But maybe the party's over, ladies and gentlemen. Just maybe. For marijuana, the party may be over. Got a couple promos out there that are still running. And I think still got a lot of life left. But, you know, MCOA, 25% literally off the... Oh, my God. MCOA. I mean, this was a stock that was like, you know, 17 cents not too long ago. So please take profits, if you still have any, in these marijuana stocks. Because unfortunately, they are, they are unfortunately going to the wayside. It was a good time, though. It was a good time. Yes, indeed. Appreciate everybody in the chat room. DeMarco Cantrell, Daniel Ford, Michael B, Sinclair, what's good? John Warrior, Bill Betts, 3 hooks. Kiki, what's going on? 3 hooks. Man, I said your name twice now. Speaker Knocker, what's good, man? Arnie. All right, Travi, all the people, Craig G, Spartan. What's going on, Spartan Financial? Zach, Nikhil, Max 40, Eric Beal, Carlo, Kenny Campbell. What's good, Kenny Campbell? Ryan Gets It. Yes, indeed. All new people, old people. Lawrence Kane, what's good? Devin Miller, Random Pen, Bad Scientist, Random Pen. I think I haven't seen you in a minute. All right. What's going on, Miss Gill? Mr. Lloyd, what's up, man? Of course, Travi in there, Bruce Cole, all new people all up at the top. Got in here early. Got in here real early. So as we talk about what's running here right now, you know, it's tough. It's a tough marketplace right now. I gotta admit it, man. It was pretty tough today. We had some couple ones, but for the most part, to find cheap runners, it was a tough day for me. 206, Mr. Lloyd, what's good, man?
What's going on, man? Sorry I didn't call in yesterday, man.
No problem, no problem, no problem.
Hard to tell, man. Can't believe how this working and coming home looking at stocks that wear you out.
Yeah.
Today.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man. It's funny that you mentioned, as far as having something to play, because you're right. I had one of those days today too, and sometimes you feel like you have to force yourself to get into something, but there's going to be days where you're not going to.
Exactly.
But it's I'm on a journey to try to consolidate all of my funds, and ADPT was up at 11.52. Now I had I was up $200.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's back down to $9. So how can I put this, man? And I know you guys out there that have problems trying to figure out when to sell, but what I'm realizing, man, is if I'm running into that predicament as far as having trouble when to take profits, that's because I didn't go in with a plan. And typically, when you don't go into a plan and when you're just getting in a trade just to get in a trade, the likelihood of you holding that bag is pretty high because you don't know when to exit. And so, what I'm learning, I guess, so far is that I need to make sure I stick to the plan. If my profit is $10, I need to get out at $10 and not, since we're at 10, let's see if we can get up to 11.05 or 10.52, because as soon as you start second guessing yourself or you want to get greedy, that's when you get stuck with the bags. So, I used to have that little paper bag sound. You know how when a bag crumples?
Yeah.
Just tell people, hey man, you're holding that bag today, have that crumpling effect.
I mean, is that how you feel right now at ADPT? I mean, do you feel that are you just afraid to now? 81 cents today, 7% down on the red. But I mean, are we talking about possibly moving from here, or are we going to be taking?
I mean,
the L and moving on?
The rinse and repeat. I'm always missing the opportunity to do the rinse and repeat. And when you're up $200, I still cannot get this out. I'm taking $200 out because my expectations are too high. And I think once you start seeing a profit, all your rules seem to go out the window, man. It really does go out the window when you start seeing $200 or $300. It's like you don't hear nothing, you don't see nothing, and you just so focused on. It's about time the shit's going up. Okay, let's see how far we can go. You start rubbing your hands together, and next thing you know, you holding the bags. Right. So, yeah, man. So that's what I'm doing right now. For example, CVSI.
Okay.
CVSI, I got all the way up. I got my profits at 90 cents. I decided to re-enter again at 60 cents. I turned my head for a couple of days. Now I'm down 10 cents.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, well, I'm just hold on to it then. I know it's a real company. I know it's going to go back up again. Now I'm down 30 cents. So half of my investment of $1,900 is gone. $1,800 is gone. So do I take an $800 loss, or do I just hold on to it and ride it all the way through? Now, this is another 1,000 bags that I'm holding. So CBK, Christopher Banks is finally making a move up a little bit, but so I'm holding 3 major bags at the moment. Now, you guys, when you got your money tied up like that, basically you're out of the game. You're sitting on the sidelines watching everybody else make money. So,
Yeah.
so it's all good, man. I mean, I keep having these same issues, and I don't know what the remedy is with that. I mean, I think I'm just
what is it that you feel that $200? You feel like it's not a respectable amount of profit? What is it about a $200 gain? And obviously, we know what that can turn into, with a good OTC trade.
right.
What is it about $200 that you just don't respect? I mean, $100, $150.
To really sit back and really think about it, when you invest a large amount of money into a particular stock, I think going into it with my expectations, when you put, for example, $5,000 in a stock and you're up $150,
Sure.
your expectations, okay, well, since I'm putting in $5,000, I at least want $300 to $500, not $150. And as soon as you see that $150, you're like, okay, I'm there, but I'm gonna hold on to it. Next thing you know, you're negative $850.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable. So I mean, I don't. I hear what you're saying, and I think maybe my head is too big especially when you're investing in large amounts. But I guess with these guys that have $500 to $1,000, if they're making $100 or $200, that's good for them, So I think maybe downsizing my account to make it look more realistic.
Yes.
Will make me take those $100 to $200.
I honestly believe that. I mean, obviously, when you downsize your positions, 9 times out of 10, right, the profit will go down as well. So you might find yourself up $78, $90. But that when we talk about penny stocks, where we're talking about maybe 2 or 3 days trying to get, maybe 100, 200, maybe even 300% on your money, a $400, $500 position is appropriate. You know what I mean?
Right.
And $5,000, that would obviously, if you're right, then man, that's a beautiful call if you're right. But when you're wrong, that is ugly. That's going to look horrible.
Right. So I'm not doing too bad, man. I mean, definitely, I at least got 40% of my money consolidated. I just need to work on getting the rest. But I can finally understand why they say only get into 2 and 3 positions, because when you have, I guess a good analogy is when you have, if you're cutting people's grasses and you have too many lawns to cut, things tend to get out of whack, and so you have 1 or 2 regulars, and you can maintain those a lot better than you can maintain 10 or 15 yards. And I think when you have such a large, so when you're getting to 5 or 10 stocks, it's really hard to keep track and when to get in and when to get out. So I mean, I guess my mindset isn't that I'm not that strong yet to be doing that. And I think when you come on a show, when you go into the room and people calling out plays, you feel enticed to get into these because you want to make fast money. But here it is, your other plays are fluctuating or decreasing, and so you're not watching them because you're more focused on trying to get that quick profit. So yeah, man, just it's a constant lesson, but I am making money. However, it's just I think I could be making more if I really stuck to the rules. So unless I put this shit on the wall, maybe I'm gonna paint it on my wall. You know what? That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna paint the rules on my wall and some green or something bright yellow.
Yeah. I think, Mr. Lloyd, you should have some rules for yourself. Something that you follow, and I think actually you were working or at least talking with Jay on that, right? I think you had some kind of form that he was passing around of his that he was creating for himself.
Right, but
before he
Jay
kind of
doesn't.
got pissed off that all we do is talk about OTCs.
Right, but Jay's rules really don't apply for the OTCs because
Yeah,
he doesn't
that's very
trade.
true. That's very true.
So it was really. I mean, yes, he has some rules that could apply to me. However, there's other things that wouldn't apply to me.
Right.
So I guess it's whatever you feel comfortable with. And I think once you get hit upside the head a few times, you're gonna start realizing what you need to do, because it's either if you don't make rules, then you're gonna be out of the game really quick, and you don't want to do that. So another thing too, man, regarding your I sent you an email, but maybe
Yes,
you can
I did see
possibly
that.
answer this. Is now here it is, tax season. If people really want to have like a legitimate business for what we're doing, I mean, what would you recommend to be the first step to being able to use your losses, or for example, I bought a new desktop because my laptop was so damn slow, so I went and bought a new desktop. But I would like to use it as a tax deduction as well.
Well, the first thing you got to do is incorporate. I mean, that's number one. You got to incorporate, and it can be Mr. Lloyd's Trading Company. I mean, whatever you want to name it, and obviously choose what style corporation, S or C, works best for you. You want to eventually contact your broker and let them know you have a corporation and would like to start trading under that corporate entity, right? So you start doing that. Obviously, now that you're trading under a corporation, you've got to be very sensitive to the way you save your documentation. Hopefully, there's a local accountant, and again, you don't have to pay them or anything. Just somebody in the area that you're going to go to. That, hey, I have this business and I work out of my home. Do you work with home-based businesses, or do you have some skill, working doing taxes for individuals who have home-based businesses? So have somebody offhand that maybe you can ask a couple questions and whatnot, and start again getting an account at a local bank or financial institution, whether it be a credit union or a regular bank, under that company. You want to start looking into building some business credit, some lines of credit, or what we call net 30 accounts. So for example, I have one at Office Depot, and things like that, where I buy under that corporate name, and those are things where I'll be able to get statements for. And when it comes time in late December, I'm going to go to my accountant. We're going to look at what I spent, my cable bill, light bill, all that stuff, anything that I can use within my office to write off, including the cost of my internet services and my losses. And we're going to combine that up and try to, put that in a situation where it helps me. But it starts, number one, with getting incorporated, because you can work as a self-proprietor. In fact, I think there are some, companies, broker. I think E-Trade will let you do it as a self-proprietor, but you want to get incorporated. You want to get incorporated. You want to get that federal tax EIN number. You want to start getting some accounts at a local bank. You want to really start looking at your trading as a business. But that first starts with getting incorporated. Number one.
So what do you say the timeline is for that, as far as to do that?
Well, I mean, you can. That's something. 100 typical states. Well, maybe 100, 125 bucks. You can do that whenever you're ready. I mean, that's something to do ASAP. Unfortunately, you've probably been trading under your own name, most of the time. So, how that would affect you now, and whether or not you'll get all the documentation in time, it could be close. But this could be something where you can at least start now, to where at least this time next year you have it all, your ducks in a row and I's and T's crossed. So, it's never too late to start. It's never too late to start, but it starts with getting incorporated first and foremost.
Okay. And I know it's not Friday, man, but I got one last thing that I wanted to say. So I came home today, and I turned on the news trying to get my local news before I started looking at stocks, and the black woman was on TV. And she was upset because she bought a new BMW and she got locked inside, and she fell. And you know what? I took a video of it, and I think I'm gonna send it to you so you can see it, of the newscast. But she got locked in her BMW because it was a push start, so she got locked in there, and for 2 hours.
Wow. I
And
mean, hold on. Did she not have a phone or what? I mean, what?
yeah, so she called BMW to ask them to unlock the vehicle, and they couldn't unlock it because she was inside the garage. Now, let me tell you something. So the garage door was open, and the temperature said 49 degrees. So it's 49 degrees up here.
Okay.
And she talking about, I thought I was going to die.
What?
And I thought I was going to die. That's what she said. I thought I was going to die. Now, if you feel like you're about to die and the windows won't roll down and the car will not start, but the garage is open and I don't understand, why did she not break the window? How are you going to sit in the car for 2 hours?
You know, that's amazing to me. I would just break the window. You got insurance on it. You just bought it. You got insurance. You know.
I'm a find that link, and hopefully you can play the video.
Yeah, send that my way. I'll let the people.
But it's typical. You see these kind of crazy shit around Christmas time because people are trying to get their little lawsuit in. So yeah. So anyways, man, that's all I wanted to share today. But thank you for taking the time to take my call, and I will send this link to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. So there's Mr. Lloyd. Thank you so much for the call, Mr. Lloyd. Thank you so much for the call. And it's crazy what's going on out here, man. It's crazy all the time. It's that time of the year for that type of foolishness. It's that time of the year for that kind of foolishness. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Not surprised at all. Shout out to Mr. Lloyd. Thank you so much for the call, Mr. Lloyd. Appreciate you. Okay. Trying to play this. I don't know why my MP3 is not playing, because I'm trying to play this damn audio. The kids cheering. Like error. What the anyway. Yay! Okay. How about that? How about that? Take that. Just take that. All right. Take that while I figure things out. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. And look, ladies and gentlemen, over $1 billion. I mean, this is how we know we're on tap for something. Over $1 billion was put on the OTC markets today. That's insane, man. Don't ever let anybody tell you that there's no money on this market. Over $1 billion was traded today on OTC markets, including all three levels, which is Pinks, QB, and QX. Over $1 billion, man. $9 million alone on TRTC, and that stock took a dump today. That's another marijuana stock that, took a shit. 17.32%. Over $9.5 million traded on that stock today. Down to the downside. All right. $9.5 million on that. CBIS down. ACBFF down. CNAB down. MSIG down. MCOA down. Just take your pick at marijuana plays. Was there one marijuana play that was actually up today? Was there one that was up today? I don't know. But one stock that was up, interestingly enough, was ASTI. Now, ASTI, a little bit spotty, but 84% is something to talk about here. ASTI. Now, ASTI, look, you can say what you want about the company, Accent Solar Technologies, do they actually have any going on operations? But the fact of the matter is a couple $100,000 traded in the stock. They're supposedly a developer of a thin photovoltaic molecule. Basically, they make solar panels. Okay, they make solar panels. They say that their solar panels are better than what's available commercially right now. They also have some consumer products that they sell that help individuals, charge their phones out in the go, kind of rugged type stuff, rugged wear type stuff, power up anywhere under the sun. And they go under the brand Enerplex. Enerplex, and I'll go ahead and show you guys the website. Nice little business they got going on here. And they got some generators, portable batteries, also ways for you to power up your iPads as well. I don't know if anybody uses an iPad. I haven't seen anybody use an iPad in a while. But go Enerplex, that's the website. Accent Solar Technology. So that's running right now. And so far, not bad. Going for a penny right now, 84% gain today. So we'll see if that can continue on with strong volume tomorrow and where that heads up. So ASTI, big day for them today. But we've been seeing a lot of flashes in the pan. I think we're all desperately seeking something that's going to run multiple days. Sure enough, we talked about SKLN yesterday towards the end of the day after I had already made our list. Someone had brought up SKLN. And SKLN, I mean, that was a situation where it was just, you had to be in this stock yesterday for you to actually make some money in SKLN. We do know this, remember, if you guys remember, this was that FDA approval, the FDA approval situation. And sure enough, the stock just went to Pluto this morning. And if you were able to make any money in this, let me know. But I mean, looking at this one-day chart, it's pretty much, unless you just a superstar getting in between, 9:30 and 9:32. I don't know how you made any money on this today. Looking at that chart, pretty much sideways the whole day today. So I'd like to see if, SKLN actually adds to the position tomorrow based on this good news, or we see the shorters come in and start eating away at these profits. We start eating away at these profits. Another stock that got upgraded today, got a new price level, price target, AMD. AMD today was given a $10.50 price target for AMD, which is very, very, very interesting. I mean, this is a stock that, again, they were calling $8 as a top. They were calling $8 as a top for AMD, and here we are now with these specialists saying that, look, this is a stock that can go to $10. All right. Now, are they always right when these large investment banks come out and say, hey, this is what the stock is going to do? They're not always right. But that's a powerful motivator for the stock. Now, obviously, today, not necessarily the greatest movement on the stock. It looks like a sideways play. But I wouldn't say the stock is cooling down just yet. Just yet. Now, if we get 2 more red days, a confirmation of some bearish action, according to Tim Sykes, which is 2 red days, then we can probably be talking about, okay, what's going on here. But a company by the name of MKM Partners gave AMD a $10.50 price target. Yes, I know it's not, Credit Suisse or Wells Fargo or Deutsche Bank or Goldman Sachs, but MKM Partners, I bet they make, quite a bit of money. They must know what they're talking about. Well, you hope they do. You hope they do. All right. Yes, huge buys on AMD on these discount prices throughout the day. I did see a couple Twitter accounts showing those buys. A couple 100,000, 200,000, $300,000 share orders on AMD. By the way, earlier I was talking about Warren Buffett and his $4 billion. Do you know Warren Buffett in 2011 bought 7 million warrants to buy Bank of America for I think it was like $7 a share or something like that. What is Bank of America trading at? I read that in the article. He's got like 7 million warrants, something ridiculous like that, to buy Bank of America at like $7 a share. The stock trades at $20 right now. So you want to talk about billions on paper? It hasn't even activated it yet. Crazy, man, crazy. HSHS, Hashing Space Corp. Michael B., what do you like about this company here? I only see 7,500 shares were bought. It's a penny stock. Basically going for a penny a share right now. Obviously, that's probably like one order there. What do you like about it, man? Obviously, it's got I got to kind of come back here just to see some action in it, because for the most part, there's really nothing in the chart. Hashing Space Corp. Is it being pumped? Is it being pumped or what? Let us know and update us. ETRM, 98% today gained on the stock. It's so really interesting because this was a late day move, right? This came after the noon. And again, this was a situation where I was late. I was late. ETRM wasn't even on the map. I didn't have no alerts set on this or nothing. And if you were able to caught this or catch this, congrats to you. But ETRM up 98%. That's why these stocks, you can never really count them out. Like many of you, I would go to FinViz. And then, you would just look at the bottom of the barrel, right? So you would just find all the stocks under like a quarter, and you would try to break down which ones you thought were going to run. And ETRM before today probably wouldn't have been a stock you would have looked at. Probably wouldn't have been a stock you would have looked at based on, the fact that for months the stock wasn't doing anything but losing money consistently. I mean, look at that bearish chart. I mean, look at that. This is just horrible. This is horrible. I mean, you can go back a year, 2 years. This was a consistent short for somebody out there to the nothings. And sure enough, today it kind of found some kind of footing. And I believe it was a corporate update, right? I never realized the power of these corporate updates, but we saw it yesterday with MSTX. They released a corporate update. ETRM released a corporate update today. So it's really interesting to see what or how powerful these stocks move when the companies just come out and say, hey, we're still alive. We're still interested in doing business. We're still interested in building shareholder value. And, don't forget about us. And that gets people inspired. That moves the stock. But how many companies are out there right now that we can start looking at and saying this? I mean, there maybe 20, 30 stocks out there that could probably be doing the same thing. And again, I was never one who thought that, a corporate update would do that. Look at how many stocks are right now trading under $1. 209 right now on the NASDAQ and the NYSE. 209 companies right now that trade under $1 a share. That's why when people tell me, oh, well, my broker doesn't have access to OTCs, you don't really need OTCs. I mean, you can trade NASDAQ and NYSE all day. There are more than enough stocks for you to be able to focus on to be able to make money, whether you just stick around with the U stock trades or the Robin Hoods of the world. Obviously, if you can get in OTCs, I mean, that's a huge plus, right? Because there's several other hundreds now, other companies that are on the table for you to trade. Now, will this be a multiple day runner? That's the thing I'd like to know. And the fact that it held its high, today towards the close says it could be, but I don't know. I don't know. Right now, we have the same question we've got to ask with SKLN. When we look at MSTX, let me see here. When we look at MSTX, nothing happened today. Huge volume, but the stock gapped up higher yesterday again based on corporate action. Right? Update on their strategic direction. Hey, we're not giving up yet. We're still going to do this. And then the stock did nothing today. The stock did absolutely nothing. Now it did move if you were able to catch that morning move, but strong morning move based on yesterday's price action. Those orders were filled up, came back, pulled back down and pretty much didn't do anything. So I don't have high hopes on ETRM tomorrow based on what a similar company, MSTX, has done. But I'm going to put it on our list to watch tomorrow because, again, they're dirt cheap. They do have a history of moving. And, maybe they'll bounce. Maybe they'll bounce. Maybe they'll bounce. OPTT was a stock that we looked at, yesterday, and OPTT, nice move today, 12%, 40 cents gain on the stock. Again, we talked about how, the SEC, well, actually, no, not this one, it's SPU they're trying to get rid of, but OPTT, solid mover. This is the new kind of new wave of technologies out there. This is a company that makes these huge machines that basically make power, renewable energy from ocean waves. They kind of sit them out there in the ocean, and the waves hit them, the turbines spin, and they send energy, God knows where they need them. And OPTT, a stock that we know that has spiked pretty aggressively in the past, so has always got to be watched. Always got to be watched on OPTT. Huge moves a couple of days ago. So any little action in OPTT, you got to watch it because it's got to be one of those stocks you take a look at least once a day. Here's the 90-day chart. Not so pretty, but looks like it found a bottom a couple of days ago, and we want to make sure that in November, OPTT, if it does run, that we become a part of that. So I'm watching OPTT very, very carefully. A little tongue twister there. But I'm watching that stock very carefully because we know how crazy that can go. We know how crazy that can go. All right. Okay. Can't forget ETRM. Now, there's a small company I guess I want to put on your radar. And you guys know I'm good for putting out, some things that I want you guys to pay attention to. There's a small company called GSPT out there. Not moving, but again, this is one of those when we talk about, again, virgin tickers, right? Virgin tickers. And this might not actually be a virgin ticker. I think this might have been pumped before. I see a little bit of action here and there. But GSPT, it's been a while for this company, a couple months. And could come into play here. This is a company that makes drones. This makes drones, and we do know, of course, Mr. President Trump coming into office here, he has promised to renew the war on terror against ISIS and really go after them hard. And I don't expect anything less from Donald Trump once he becomes president of the United States. I think he'll make destroying ISIS his critical. In fact, I think if he wants to get reelected, he has to destroy ISIS. The whole economy and whatnot, that takes a lot longer for the results to be shown. If he wants results, he's got to show he can destroy ISIS. That's what possibly could get him reelected, because we know the Democrats are going to come ready. They're going to be ready next time. They're going to find a rock star to run for president, because that's what's going to take to get people to the polls, because that's what Donald Trump won by. The fact of the matter is, people didn't show up to vote, and Donald Trump won. So they're going to be ready, and stocks that are going to be in the business of war, right, are going to benefit from that. And you guys know, I don't care how legit the play is or not, if it's affiliated with the campaign, okay, or has something to do with the operation, these stocks could run. So GSPT, the drone company, just put it on your list. The name should change shortly. Again, this is kind of like that company that I talked to you guys last time, the cyber company, back when. But their name moving forward is going to be called North American Drones. North American Drones. And they will change the name Gold Star Enterprises. That's what they plan to do. And they're basically specialists in unmanned aircraft vehicles, mostly commonly associated with military applications. All right, but they are developing civilian applications as well. All right, North American Drones, right now going as GSPT, trades on the OTC markets, OTC Pink right now at a penny a share. At a penny a share. All right. Yeah, OPTT should always be on your watch list. I mean, that's, again, when we talk about what Tim Sykes talks about spikeability, that's a given. Sky People Fruit Juice, watched it today again. When I talked about how I felt like there was nothing to trade, I watched Sky People Fruit Juice and just didn't happen. Nothing happened today. Watched it yesterday do its thing yesterday, but for the most part, yesterday was a dud in that, and today too. I didn't see it past 665. Came down this morning, crashed this morning, and didn't bounce back up. And I've always said that 665 is that price for SPU. I mean, if it's under 665, it ain't gonna do shit. And unless it gets to that point, that's really the liftoff point for SPU. So SPU is another one that you always gotta watch. You always gotta watch. Yes, indeed. Yeah, his first 100 days, Sinclair. I mean, he says he's gonna. We'll see his first 100 days. My thing is that they've already backed off on Hillary, right? They've already backed off the whole lock her up thing. They ain't gonna do nothing to her because the clapback will be so strong. The clapback will be so strong. I mean, you mess with the Clintons. 4 years from now, if the Democrats win, God help you. The clapback will just be merciless. It just, I would hate to be a Republican who was involved in going after the Clintons if you lose the election after that. All right. So leave that alone. And not only that, but the whole thing about, what's it called? Term limits. He's not talking about term limits anymore. So we'll see about that. But I just hope he maintains his economic policy. Let's stick to the economic policy and get money out here. INFU, Medical Equipment Supplies and Distribution, $1.90 a share. What was that? Sideways day for the company today. Not small company, trades at 9. Price to PE ratio of 9, which isn't bad. So it's got a discount, but what is it doing? I don't know. Who brought that up? INFU. Juan Diaz, do you have any news on INFU? INFU. Let's see what's that about. I don't see any recent action to have me look at the stock, but if you have any inside information on a product or service or even a rumor, let us know. You guys know the call-in number right there is on top of the screen, 305-600-2896. If you got a ticker that you know something about and you want to let the people know about it, give us a call. ISO rate, 58 cents a share, 2% today. What's the trend on this? All right, 30 days looks not too bad. All right, 30 days doesn't look too bad. Decent volume. Obviously, we'd like to see a lot more than 100,000 shares traded averagely. But, of course, I'd like to see a lot more volume. Just let us know what's going on with these stocks. Again, call up, guys, if you want. Just call up. We're more than happy to hear what you know about the company. What's going on, Connor? Got Connor in the house. Yes, indeed. Barry Parker, Zeus, Zeus. Let me see, Zeus, Olympic Steel, and beautiful chart. I mean, look at that chart, man. That's a beautiful 2-day chart here. You're almost $3 a share today alone. Not a penny stock, but 15% gain today on Olympic Steel, which is interesting because they got downgraded just 2 weeks ago. So I'm curious as to what moved this higher today on Zeus, because I do see a recent downgrade here, and I also see a Q3 loss less than a month ago. So you got a company that's losing money, which actually posted better than expected earnings because the market expected 36 cents. Actually a positive 36 cents, and the company came out negative, but still ran, which is interesting. So here we have earnings come out. The stock takes a dump. A couple days later, off to the run, off to the races. Interesting to see what happened with that. What's going on with Zeus? Love to find a penny stock that can do that. Love to find a penny stock that can do that. Hook me up with a penny stock that does that, man. Yes, indeed. Liga, Liga, Liga. What is that about? Liga Assets, and this is an OTC company that has been, promoted before. Whether or not it's doing something now, I don't know. But recently, the company did file was sued and agreed to a settlement. Okay, that supposedly significantly reduces debt with no dilution to shareholders. You'd have to read the info on what that could be, because that'd be interesting to me. How do you reduce debt and not increase shares to shareholders unless they use some cash? Unless they use some cash on hand, that's the only way I can see that would work. On Liga, Liga, Liga. Okay, Liga. I'm looking for some decent runnings, and again, today was other than that, man. It was kind of a crappy day. Tomorrow's really the chicken day, man, and the last kind of day of the week, because we know obviously Thanksgiving is after tomorrow. Then Friday, the market actually closes at 1, so you're going to receive really slow action on Friday because the market closes at 1. 813, you're on the air. 813, you there? 813. All right, so 813. Not sure what's going on with 813. All right, could be my end too. I'm not sure. Looks like 813. Let's see here. (813) trying to come trying to have you. It looks like it's a problem on my end, 813. So hold up while I fix that. Hold up while I fix that. Same problem with playback device. Mr. Lloyd called up and jinked my damn settings. See what you did, Mr. Lloyd. Anyway. But we'll see. But you guys can hear me, obviously enough. So my playback obviously is doing something right. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll fix that while we continue to talk on. But again, today was a hard day to find runners, man. It was just a hard day to find. That's what I was like. What do I fucking talk about today? Because there's just nothing. It was just one of those days, man. But UPLMQ, the stock that we bring up here regularly, that keeps going. And we've talked about how we're not big fans of bankruptcy stocks. But what do you say to a stock that continues to generate, green days for its shareholders? Then UPLMQ. UPLMQ continues to do just that. Some red action here, but for the most part, it got it all back. All right, UPLMQ at 710. Kind of getting to that point now where it's like, okay, how high can you go? But still something of interest. Something of interest. All right. Interesting plays that we're going to look at. REXX. I did see that in the chat room today. 41 cents a share, 34% gain today on REXX. Again, another oil and gas play. And I still believe in oil and gas. It's just the ones that we had looked at, for the most part, didn't really move the way I wanted them to. We did have a few stocks that we picked yesterday, including MIRN that moved pretty aggressively today. AMD sideways day, CHK as well, but the pump as well, PKPL. I checked it out in the morning, and it went practically green to red today. Green to red today. I think the volume was very disappointing than what they expected. We'll see what happens tomorrow. This is nowhere near, I'm sure, what they expected on PKPL, but was green, then went red. Who knows what's going to happen with that pump tomorrow. All right. Very disappointing day for that. XGTI, an old friend of ours here on the show, XGTI Technologies, back in play. Black in play. XGTI has crossed over the 200-day moving average today for a 14% gain, 4 cents. Again, this is a stock that, for the most part, it doesn't really do a good job of holding its gains, but when it does run, it does run. So we can't say you can't make any money off of it, because it does do its thing when it wants to. But as you can see, all these tops in the stocks previously, for the most part, it doesn't hold it very well. So XGTI could be a one-day thing for the stock. And congrats to anybody who won that today. Clean Coal Technologies, CCTC. We looked at the stock yesterday. We looked at the stock yesterday. But again, this is a stock that's a bit scary because it doesn't, relatively hold its gains again. But obviously, as you can see, this 5-day chart, that seems to kind of break what I just said. But, CCTC got to be a little scary for this thing, because I know too much about the stock. So that, for me, it's a little scary. But play it, by all means. If it runs tomorrow like it did today, I mean, obviously, as you can see the chart today, from 10:30 to pretty much 1 o'clock, nobody really saw any action, but an email must have went out, or some kind of marketing tool went out and drove the stock higher. Some really insane buys there towards the end part of the day for a 52% gain on CCTC. But again, how do you see this coming? How do you see this coming? So does it have the ability to go higher? I'd like to find out who's promoting it. I'd like to find out who's promoting. All right. You said all right. That's the thing, man. Then let me find out, see who's promoting CCTI right now. CCTC. Check out the action here on the stock. CCTC. And I see, the last thing I see about it is an article from Bullet Advantage, bulletadvantage.com, another very well-known promoter that sent out an email on it calling CCTC a potential momentum play. Pretty good call. They called that at 15.3. They called it at 15.3. Would have been a good call for you if you stayed in this long, but who knew you'd get it at this price today. But 15.3 was the call by bulletadvantage.com by this newsletter that was sent November 10th, 12 days ago exactly. 12 days ago exactly. All right, now at 26 cents a share. Not bad. Not bad. Coal was up on Trump the night he was elected. Bill Bet, you said you told me. I mean, did you get in it though? I mean, did you get some? Did you get some? I don't know. I'm not a big believer in coal though. I mean, he's came out now and kind of backed his position, backed up his comments on coal. So he may not be able to deliver, because they have said that it is a private issue. But look, it's running. The stock is running, so put it on the list for tomorrow. And again, we looked at the stock yesterday, and again, another day where it kind of ran really late. In fact, if we can go look at the chart, ran literally late, and towards the end of the day, there was some selling into the end of the day. So I was really concerned about that today with that selling. But sure enough, it's held its gains over the last 5 days. A couple red days, maybe one or two, but so far so good. in CCTC. CCTC. So right now we're pretty much still all in energy. Still all in energy for the most part for tomorrow. And if I remember this morning, gold was taking a dump. Silver was taking a dump. But as we speak, gold, silver, and crude is sideways. Gold and silver is up small. Gold up 3 points. Silver up barely a point. And look, they're struggling. They're struggling to make it up there. But, you know, are they trying? Yes, they're trying. Whether they'll make it or not, I'm not sure. Whether they'll make it or not, I'm not sure. But they're trying. They're trying. They are trying. All right. But I don't see the gold plays running just yet, though. I don't see the gold plays running just yet. JNUG, the bull shares miner is up 4%. You absolutely are right. JNUG is up. Now, whether or not that translates to the small players, the TGDs of the world, you know, that has yet to be seen. That has yet to be seen. But we'll find out soon enough. BAS. I don't know if anybody took advantage of BAS today or not. BAS was on our list last night. Was BAS on our list last night? It should have been. Yes, it was on our list last night, BAS. But BAS, another one that I kind of missed this morning. And again, I blame myself for not prepping well, not being prepared to trade, because some of these stocks, you know, our list was pretty good from yesterday. For the most part, yeah, some red, but you had your good green days, and BAS was one of them. But MIRN missed out on that. PGAS was in the green when I looked at it. Where did it close at? Oh, actually down. PGAS closed down. Okay. And again, we don't expect you guys to trade every stock we put out. In the morning, maybe 2 or 3. If not, maybe you don't trade on any of them at all. But every stock we put out, we don't expect everybody to jump in. Most of these, none at all. But BAS, as we said, we're going to pick at least one of them that's going to be 20, 30, 40, 50% winner. At least one. We do it every single time. CHK, another consistent day for that stock. Again, CHK just benefiting off that natural gas, man. As long as that natural gas continues to stay up there, CHK will continue to win. Another stock that we introduced you guys today, Azure, AZUR. AZUR, another beneficiary, used to be an old NYSE company, trading on OTC markets right now. And Azure at the dollar mark here, moved up 8 cents for 8.8% gain today. Azure, AZUR, that was on the list as well yesterday for an 8-point gain. So continue to watch natural gas, and natural gas is higher right now. So as long as natural gas continues to move higher, Azure, CHK, and many other natural gas players will continue to do good on the markets. Okay, so strong play on natural gas. You hopped on BOS at 57. Okay. BS on 57. We'll see. BAS 27% gain today. The company's doing a good job putting out news, putting out some good news. Obviously, that listing plan update they had with the New York Stock Exchange was a big move for them. And I don't see any, reverse split talk. So that's really interesting to me. That tells me that, they're looking really to hang on and work their way in it the right way, which is really interesting. All right, BAS, Azure, and CHK. All right, BAS, Azure, and CHK. Let me see here. Some other ones that we looked at last night. EPXA, Apexa Therapeutics, cool down today after a very aggressive day yesterday. The cool down was real. Ooh, I mean, you had people who were in it yesterday. They sold out, took their gains and ran for the hills. 28% down today. But it's not showing necessarily oversold even on, on the RSI either. So, um, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now with OPXA. Maybe this is again another stock that was just, did its thing one day, and sure enough, it won't be seen again. It won't be seen again. It won't be seen again. All right. So I'm looking for some oversold stocks here. When you have a day like this, when you just couldn't find anything, right, and just couldn't find anything or missed out on anything, a good thing to play the next day, if you don't really have a sector that's hot or stocks in particular that you think are going to run, is to look at for some oversold positions. All right, to look at some oversold positions, and there are quite a few of them right now on the markets. Um, we just had Bill Betts talk about JNUG and the fact that, the stock or the index is up pretty aggressively. So let's find some gold plays that are unfortunately currently oversold according to FinViz. BAA. I'm not a big fan of BAA because I think there's so much there are too many shares out there on BAA. Let me see here. Too many shares out there on BAA. So I'm looking for a good oversold play that we may know about or have some let me see here, that has ran in the past. APHB, that's an old play too as well, that's ran in the past. The bands are really tight, like it wants to do something. And you're actually at a pretty safe price right now in APHB. But I don't have a catalyst for it that could be coming. But I do like the fact the way the stock has just been sitting at 62. So that lets me know that once some news drops, it could really take off from there. But APHB, who knows when anything could be coming down the pipe at that with that stock. I'm looking for a stock that's been beat up pretty aggressively that could run relatively soon. Yeah, APHB is at a very interesting price here. And I like the fact that the stock hasn't declined over the last week and a half, that it hasn't been doing anything. So that says some good things as well. All right. Nick Flips, we actually talked about KGJI here, man, and we tried to be fans of KGJI, and we were heavily disappointed, even when gold was really doing its thing, and we were big fans. But for the most part, KGJI continues to stay very, very bearish, as you can see here on the chart. That's a 5-day chart that KGJI continues to stay very bearish, and we're staying away from KGJI right now. Now it looks at 130, the bands are tightening, so I don't know what's going to happen there. But until I see some actual confirmation with the stock going above the 200-day moving average, I'm not touching KGJI at all. All right, I'm not touching KGJI at all. All right. Am I still broadcasting here? I'm still on, right? Can you guys see me? The show's going ultra well, then all of a sudden I'm not seeing anything. You guys can see me, right? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, I don't know why I was getting an error here. I can't see myself. All right, good. Appreciate that, guys. But KGJI, we'll see. Was trying to work its way up, but unfortunately, look, we've believed in the stock in the past, and I'm just not ready to go back there again on KGJI. I really want to see some confirmation on the stock on KGJI before we jump in. All right, so let's continue to look for some plays here. Let me see here. CSLN. CLSN. Never mind. I'm looking at the low volume here. Not too big of a play. 919. I'm having some issues right now with the audio. I don't know why my audio driver, for some reason, is having some issues. Although it can hear me and everybody can hear me, for whatever reason, it's giving me some bullshit. So I don't know what that's about. Problem with playback device, even though I'm being heard loud and clear. So I'm not sure what that's about. So I'm just running with it. I'm just running with it. All right. That's technology for you. You can't be perfect all the time. All right. So let's continue to look for some plays here. CSLN. I wasn't feeling that, just the low volume. Looking for something that could really bounce, that we haven't discussed. Okay, let's find something here. Trying to stay ahead of the curve. Trying to stay ahead of the curve. FALC. Falcon software company. Couple OTC plays that probably give you a better opportunity to win there when we talk about software. Our good friend Gevo is on the list. You know, look, Gevo continues to stay on the list and continue to be watched. All right. Once the market figures out how amazing this technology is, maybe they'll get it. But until then, they don't want to figure it out. It is what it is. All right. It is what it is. I don't know why the market won't figure out Gevo, but they got to figure it out here pretty soon. All right. But as long as it keeps running, we'll see. Have I looked into BLO? What is BLO? BLO? I think you're missing some words there, man. BLO. I'm not sure what. I don't see a ticker called BLO. That trades on OTC or NASDAQ at the prices we play. KLDX, Clodex, Gold. Okay. All right. So mid-tier mining company. Nice play. Who brought this up? The Magician or Magic Man? The Magic Man. KLDX. Thank you for bringing that up. $5 a share, 12 cents today. Nice little steady chart there, ain't it? For 5 days, not bad. That's a nice little steady chart. The KGJI, yeah, KGJI Daniel Foray. If you're looking and willing to risk it, I think you're at a safe price right now in KGJI. But I'd like to see some kind of movement, positive movement in the stock. I haven't seen any positive movement in almost a week, 2 weeks when I just glanced at it. KLDX. I want to add that though. I actually like what this has done over the last 5 days. I don't know. It's a stock that I've looked at in the past. As you can see here, I still got my lines on it. I've looked at the past, but I've kind of forgotten about this stock. KLDX, and yeah, I still got my lines on it from way back when. I think it's actually a couple months ago. I was looking at the stock way back when. But the fives are a very important part of the stock, and if it can get up there and maintain up there, that's when you'll start seeing the stock run at the at the 5. So for the fact that it got over 5, that says some good things. That says some good things for KLDX. So very interesting to see that stock now doing pretty well there. All right, KLDX. I'm going to put that on the list. KLDX, for ones that we will look at. But I like that. Thank you for bringing that up. I would have completely forgot about that stock. Wasn't even something I was looking at right now. All right. Eric Lamb. Yes, I did. Went to college at Wayne State University, where I got my bachelor's degree. All right. TXHD. Text Communications. Never heard about this company. Let me know about it. Never heard about this company. TXHD. All right. In compliance. OTC Pink Company. Text Communication is an online mobile marketing platform service that will connect merchants with their customers and allow them to drive loyalty and repeat business in a non-intrusive, value-added medium. Okay, so what does it do? Because I'm not downloading an app to read ads. So what exactly does it do? For merchants, we provide mobile marketing platform where they can send the most up-to-date offers, discounts, Happy hours, trivia night. Okay, so it's kind of one of those. It's like a Groupon type thing. All right, there are a few apps like this out there floating. In fact, you guys may have already seen the ad of a company that shows the weeklies. Have you guys seen that ad? I think it's called like Flippy or something like that, where you'll be able to see your local ads on this app, right? From Walmart, Target, your local news, your local supermarket and whatnot. There's an ad out there floating around. I can't remember the name of it. You guys are calling in heavy today, but I'm having audio difficulties here. I don't know why, but looks like for whatever reason my audio driver or my playback device for some reason it isn't working that well. For whatever reason. Isn't working that well, but let me see here. So let me see. Yeah, I can hear. So I don't know what it is with the audio. So I see you guys calling in. Unfortunately, when I try to take up your call, it's saying error. So I don't know what's going on. I don't want to reset the show right now. We're on a little bit of a roll here, looking at some good stocks. So we'll figure it out next time. With it, then that won't be an issue. All right, that won't be an issue. No, not in the D, not in the D. Be there this weekend though. Be there this weekend. So I won't be on the show. I will have the show tomorrow, depending on what happens. I'll have the show tomorrow. I'll do a show tomorrow, and obviously I won't do one Thursday. I won't do one Friday. We'll meet each other back here Monday night. Actually Sunday night. Sunday night I'll do a show Sunday night once I get back. But we won't see each other after tomorrow. You guys enjoy your families, okay? Enjoy your families and hopefully a good feast. If you don't have a family, call a friend and ask them, hey man, I'd love to join you and your family. Are you guys willing to have an extra person along? And you'll be surprised how many people will say yes. All right. I'm sure every single one of you who don't have family to go to for Thanksgiving, you have a good friend who'll be more than happy to have you over. Don't spend this holiday weekend by yourself. Go get yourself a hot plate and conversate with some people. All right. VPRP, VPRB, VPR brands, 53%. OTC play. Pretty good volume. Pretty good volume. Bad scientist. What's driving this? Again, I wish I could take the call, but unfortunately I can't take the call right now. But nice play here. I'm trying to see if I could. I wish I was a computer nerd like some of you guys. You guys know all the. Hey man, just reset your driver. Just reload the driver, man. I was like, what are you talking about? Let me see here. And you re-click and you right-click and you press the button and nothing comes up. And nothing comes up. So I don't know what's going on. All right. But anyway, VPR brands, not bad. Record sales, okay. Record sales for VPRB. VPRB. All right. VPRB. Shout out to Bad Scientists for that. I'll put that on the list, man, because, if this volume stays at this pace, we could be looking at something really nice here. Let me see this 5-day chart if it develops here. On the stock, looks like definitely not a popular one, but like to see some more volume come in. So I'll put it on the list. Looks like the stock has been volume challenged in the past. Very spotty buying, but I'll put it on the list. Why not? Why not? Why not? And see what will happen to the stock tomorrow. One stock that was a runner today, MIRN. In fact, Bad Scientist, you gave us this yesterday. I don't know if you looked at the stock again today. Another stock that, again, it did kind of the same thing it did yesterday. Uh, let me see here. In fact, let me look at the 1 day where it kind of closed into the day. Kind of closed into the day. Well, today kind of spiked up, obviously, with the buying in the morning. Orders, were filled. Slight pullback, but for the most part, you hung under the 200 a day, and then towards the end of the day, some buying came in to rescue the stock. 20 cent higher to close for a 13% gain on MIRN. But again, this is a company that is struggling financially. Why is it running? Who knows? Just play it. Who knows? Just play it. I mean, again, this is a pure chart play right here that is currently over the 200-day moving average. You're going to have to, make sure you have your indicators up to make sure you are really feeling this buying action here. Let me see here. I got too many indicators on me. Hide that. Look at the RSI right now. In fact, let me hide my RSI. CCI. Okay, so my CCI still says buying pressure. So here we're over 100. We're over the zero line. So buying pressure came into the stock and it held it significantly over the zero line. That would have been a good entry for you there as you watch the stock go up higher and stay over above zero. All right, so as you can see, a very negative pressure underneath it, came up higher. Nice move, confirmed as the stock got over 200. So the CCI was right on top of it. CCI was right on top of it. Again, this is an indicator we gave you guys. Again, it doesn't look like this when you find it in trading view, but we gave it to you on how to create this CCI indicator on your own a couple days ago. All right, but the RSI is showing, could be a little bit too hot right now. So could we experience a pullback like we saw this morning in the stock? Maybe, but I do expect, like many of other calls, people come home from work, they see a stock that was up almost 15-20%, putting in orders. So tomorrow, watch the stock go up higher as those orders get completed, then a pullback, and then who knows what happens after that. MIRN 20, almost 15% today, gain 13 actually for a 20-cent gain. All right. Tyson Batts believes ETRM should flourish at the open. We'll see. I wish the best for nothing but these stocks we talk about. I wish nothing but the best for any of these stocks. Nothing but the best. I want every single stock that we talk about here on the show to run 100%. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work that way. Okay? Doesn't always work that way. And again, that's why many of you guys who have U-Stock Trade, E-Trade, U-Stock Trade or Robinhood, you're able to get in and out of these plays and take advantage of these sudden moves. Obviously, U-Stock Trade is really more preferred for the real aggressive investor. I mean, $1 in, $1 out, $2 a play. For the cost of what you would get doing the same thing in E-Trade, the value is just can't even compare. All right. Unfortunately, no OTCs though. They keep talking about that's the thing they want to move to, but I'd love it if they just hurry up and do it quick. All right, because once U-Stock Trade gets OTCs, ain't nobody gonna be fucking with E-Trade. I know I won't be. For what? If I can, buy penny stocks for unlimited amount of shares for $1 in and out, can you imagine? It'll be a gold rush of OTC if we can get into that situation where we can get in and out of OTCs for $1 for unlimited shares. That'd be insane. All right. Yes, MIRN is very steady, moving very steady. I like that a lot. Going back to our list again, we were looking at some things that might interest us moving forward. Stocks again that have been beat up but could come up. ESMC, the stock that you know, if I remember correctly, this summer, kind of had a couple years. This summer, it kind of had a couple, runs this summer, but for the most part, been pretty quiet ever since. As we can see here, even in volume, pretty quiet. New lows established recently in the stock, so the company could be dead for all we know. But ESMC, medical device company, who be careful of that one. Be careful of that one because it could be going a lot lower than that. EAC, man, what what a difference a week makes. EAC, a stock that we thought would run, but unfortunately, back underneath 200 and has stayed there ever since the beginning of, or toward actually the middle of last week. EAC struggled to overcome that bearish momentum, and EAC continues to struggle. 69% lost today. 69% lost today in the stock on EAC. Horrible, horrible, horrible day for anybody who's in that stock. Very, very ugly. 33% or 33 cents loss on the stock. All right. Unfortunately. Glad you like it, Devin Miller. Glad you like it. Robin doesn't work in Australia. U stock trade should work in Australia. Well, yeah, it should work in Australia. Or at least maybe, unfortunately, you got used to that one in the Bahamas. I don't like to announce too much around here. Yes, we did cover ETRM. DRAM is one I haven't heard in a long time. What's going on with DRAM? Data RAM and company. NASDAQ company, 6% red day today. It looks like a couple days ago ran pretty well. In fact, I don't remember talking about it when it did this. So I'm not sure what DRAM is doing. Below the 200-day moving average right now, 97 cents. So we'll see. DRAM, D-R-A-M, who knows where that's going. Who knows where that's going. Okay. So let me go ahead and, for the most part, again, we're going to have days like this. We're going to have days like this when there's really like nothing out there. And in fact, it makes sense for the fact that, we do have a couple stocks that are, 30, 40% gainers, BAS, the gold, JNUG. We'll see if that translates into the smaller players. But for the most part, look, it's a holiday week. It's a short trading week. We're off Thursday. Friday is going to be a short day. Markets opens at 9:30, closes at 1. So I'm not expecting huge moves tomorrow. But if you do see them, they're going to be on the OTC level. They're going to be on pennies, as always. As always. We did see a stock today where it was like $3 a share. Right? It was a steel company. That was pretty interesting. But for the most part, look, you're always going to have a 50, 100% day somewhere. And it's your job to find that tomorrow. And I'm going to put out a list of stocks today that we looked at that could be, again, and we've done a really good job of always being able to find at least one or two plays that do really, really well. And I've gotten to the point where I don't even really look at, unless I get the alert, of course, but the market as a whole. So I've gone, and in fact, let me look at Tristan's play. If you guys remember Tristan from the chat room, AUPH. Okay, so still very bearish. Still very bearish on AUPH. So that might be a wrap for AUPH. REXX. It's going to be interesting to see if REXX is a real runner or not. I'm going to put it on a list, but I want to see if it's real or not. Again, we've got quite a few energy plays from what the list that we gave away the day before. That's still pretty valid in terms of what could run. But I'm interested to see whether or not if REXX tomorrow is going to do anything, to to keep those gains. To keep those gains. Okay. So again, very sideways day, guys. Very sideways day. But again, we're going to have days and weeks just like this. Going to have those days, man. And here's the list. Here's the list. Again, we're going to be here tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to, have tomorrow's show kind of like Friday. So we're going to get into anything and everything tomorrow. Donald Trump is announcing a lot of his picks. All right. I still got a lot of issues with Jeff Sessions or whatever he is. I'm not a big fan of him. Not a big fan of him because I just, I think he's too old fashioned. And I'd love to really see more people like Trump in terms of, opening up business and opening up, making life in America simpler. I don't see anyone in his cabinet who has that belief system. I mean, it's him, but the people he surrounds himself with don't have that chutzpah. You know what I'm saying? That chutzpah. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I just feel like I voted for Trump, and I did vote for Trump because I like Trump. I like Trump, the man Trump. And I don't believe he's a hardcore racist like some people say. I think he's about business and he's about getting money. And that's what I want to be about. And that's what I'm believing that I'm, creating myself to be about. But the people around him, you know what I'm saying, they're all into a lot of fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of cultural bullshit, racism, just a lot of shit that don't make nobody gives a fuck about, dude. Whatever system you implement to stop people from doing that stuff, a new administration is going to come in and reverse that shit. So let's focus on this money, right? Let's focus on this money because that is something that if it works, we can all agree upon that. We can all agree upon that. I hope you guys agree with me on that. Yeah, I want to definitely go in on Kanye West. I definitely want to go in on Kanye West. That guy's dealing with a lot of issues, man. But can you imagine being one of the best rappers to ever lay a track, and you're married to a woman who can stand next to you and make 5, 6, 7 times what you make and not have any talent at all? That would drive you insane. You're the kind of man who has to put in some serious work to be a superstar. And you're married to this woman who just shows up, makes as much as you do, and does nothing. That would drive me insane. And then the issue with your mom and God knows what else. I mean, you've been a star all your life and you're playing second fiddle to somebody with no talent. With somebody with no talent. I mean, since your first album, people knew you were a creative genius. And the last 4 or 5 years of your life have pretty much been hijacked by this thing called the Kardashians. It's insane. It would drive me insane. It would drive me insane, man. It would drive me insane to be married to somebody like that who doesn't work. I mean, can you imagine? Kanye's got to wake up, write tracks, hire producers, listen to beats, lay down some sick verses. And then you married to this woman that just wake up, put on some makeup, and make 12.5 to show up someplace. It's crazy. Crazy. Oh man, he would never vote for me for cabinet. Again, I don't want to give it all today, but we'll go into that because Donald Trump is surrounding himself with some people with some very questionable beliefs. Questionable beliefs. There was a recent meeting in Washington, D.C. of some white supremacists. And these people, I don't know why they think that Trump co-signs them. They don't co-sign you. These people have no power. They're living, and that's the thing is, don't let them scare you because these people have no power in the Trump White House. They got one old motherfucker by the name of Steve Bannon or some bullshit like that. He doesn't even really have no power when you look at his position. He really doesn't have any power. That man doesn't have any legislative power in the White House. He doesn't have any legislative power. Anybody who calls themselves right now white supremacists or what, you have no power. If you understand how fiat money works, if you understand how America works, you don't have a damn ounce of power. You can make people afraid, right? You can make people afraid. You can, have people looking you sideways or, but in terms of power over the nation, over the world, you don't have it. You don't have it. We understand that power is held in a small group of people who will crush you if you even try to even put a dent in their framework. We know who runs power. Their country starts with an I. I'm not going to say their name because I like YouTube and I like my channel. I like YouTube and I like my channel. I don't have no problem with them. In fact, that stock OWCP that crashed today, but it's based over there. Country starts with an I. It's out there somewhere close to the Middle East. Some would say it's in the Middle East. Good people. Good people. But you ain't no threat. You ain't no threat because that's where the money is. That's where the power is. They know. They know what not to say and what to say. Yes, indeed. No, unfortunately, I don't have a Snapchat. I'm trying to find out a name for this show. So once I find out a damn name for the show, I can really start going hard with the marketing and whatnot. Right now, I had some people saying, well, why not call it OTC business? I don't know. It seems really OTC business. Somebody just said, just go with Stock Watch. Fuck it. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I'm writing it down. HADV. What's going on with HADV? Well, that'll be the last stock, and then we'll get out of here. HADV, 100% today, 2.6 million traded. Oh shit, not bad. Again, just don't like about the fact that it's a one-man company. It's a one-man company running crazy, but HADV did run today, 36 cents gain today, 18 cents. An 18-cent move. That's not a bad chart either. Evil Salute, Evil RC, I'm actually looking into that. That's actually on my list, Stock Salute. Stock Salute, that's funny. Prescription stocks. That sounds like a promoter website, Prescription Stocks. There are some promoters that just focus on bio plays. I think actually that's a promoter to bio plays, bioplayalert.com or some shit like that. We'll see. All right, so you guys got the list. Add HADV on that. Not bad. I like the volume. 2.6 million shares. Average is 435. So huge volume to the stock today. Moved the stock higher over that 200 moving average. Don't you love that 200 moving average? I love that 200-day moving average. I absolutely love that. It's a really, really great indicator. Along with, of course, the 20 and the 10. All right, along with the 20 and the 10. I hit that today. I don't know if you guys noticed because there was just a little bit too much going on there. I wanted you guys to actually see what the hell the stock was doing. But along with the 10 and the 20 and the 200-day moving average, those are pretty good indicators to look as the stock paints throughout the day. All right, because most of you guys, if you're jumping in and out of stocks, you're looking at a one-day chart, right? Setting up your resistance and your support patterns, and then trying to play as the stock develops, whether it be on U-Stock-Trade, E-Trade, or whatever your broker is. All right, or you're just swinging, or you just you find a good level and just swing it for the rest of the day, whatever it is. All right. He said the Too Legit to Quit show. The Too Legit to Quit show. Man, if I could play that you know what I would really play that sound effect right now. Unfortunately, I can't play it. I'm gonna have it right by for tomorrow's show. I don't know why my driver just gave up on me today for whatever reason. And then watch when I get off the show, it starts working again. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here. It's been a great episode. Again, I don't know why my sound is working perfectly here, but the system sound. Let me see here if I can find a show on YouTube or something, just something to play. But for whatever reason, when I try to play the playback, yeah, it's having issues. Oh, it's having issues. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to restart. So even my YouTube is having issues. But you guys hear me. That's all that matters. Stock lives matter. That's funny. I was actually looking at getting a shirt called Small Cap Matter. Small Cap Stocks Matter. Small Cap Stocks Matter. I don't know. Is that too long? That's probably too long, huh? Small Cap Stocks Matter. Probably too long. Or I got a hat on order. I don't know why it's taking so long, but it's called Make Your Account Great Again. But it's green. That should be coming in next week. That should be fun. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Sinclair. Stock Diva 283. Yes. Stock Diva, we hope to hear from you soon. Eric Lamb, Travi. Yes, join Travi and friends in the Discord room. If you have not gone to the Discord room, please go into the Discord room. This show is growing. That's really a great place if you guys want to get to know each other a little bit more outside of the show. The Discord room is the place to do it. Dwayne Duvall, Kenny Campbell, Brett Wander. Appreciate you, Brett Wander, for watching. You said SMG. What is SMG, sir? Scott's Miracle Grow. Oh man, that's way out of price. Brett Wander, he's the millionaire here. He's looking at a $90 stock. That's the millionaire in the room tonight. Nikhil 007, Spartan Financial, 3 hooks. Of course, Bat Scientist Mia Fowler. Stock Lives Matter. I'll think about that. Tim Licensum. Hey, all-star pitcher Tim Licensum is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Travi, Evil RC, Ryan Gets It. Yes, indeed. T-Man. Miss Petaway, how are you? Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for watching as always. Vincent Nahoon. Thank you for watching, man. Devin Miller, of course. All the new people, old people. Mr. Lloyd. Daniel Craig. All the new people, old people. You guys know, Damon Stokes. Camilo. The Magic Man. Everybody. Ryan Gets It. Thank you guys so much. Arnie. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We'll talk about stocks. We'll talk about anything else. It's going to be a great show, guys. Talk to you guys later. Deuces.